and dealing with the question of world hunger. I would like to know your views on it.
Wrong consumption habits, maybe what we are demanding is not really the body needs.
Okay, so it's the over-consuming type of thing. Okay, okay. Anybody else?
And the wastage of food.
Waste. Oh yeah.
Here of a starving polar bear on a piece of ice. Yeah. One of my takeaways from the last time we did one of these sessions is that world hunger is normally identified with human hunger.
This is my findings.
We covered that last time. That was one of my main takeaways.
So my fundamental question is here simply this. When I ask anybody, any amount of audience, when I ask this question, what do you think about world hunger? Every single person starts talking about humans. The world does not mean humans, for heaven's sake. And humans cannot live alone. It's an impossibility. So the moment we say world hunger, our focus is just humans, nobody else. And whereas the stark reality is every other form is starved to death, or the lives are extinguished by this human culture simply because of this perspective. And this is our objective actually. This is what we are trying to achieve, all of us collectively. We want to feed infinite number of human beings of a particular culture once again, not all human beings. Now, human populations are stable for about 2.5 million years, okay? So from here, okay, the graph is just one straight line. It's almost less than 1 million. And somewhere here, the grains come into picture, here. And we start moving. The extensive agriculture, the plow, the cultivation comes somewhere here. And we start rising, okay? And that point somewhere you see industrial agriculture, and just see after that the graph. So more than 2.5 million years, it's stable. Grains come into picture here. We keep on rising the numbers, and when machines come into picture, it becomes vertical. Now, deforestation and population go hand in hand. You go on multiplying and you go on deforesting. multiplying ourselves, and we go on extinguishing every other form of life. It took 200,000 years for us to reach 1 billion, and just 200 years to 7 billion. So that is the pace of conversion of planet life into a human mass right now, assisted by these exploitative technologies. This is what we are actually doing right now. So the same graph, same data. So we increased the percentage from 7 to 40 after Industrial Revolution. Before 1750, it was just 7% of Earth's surface that we were farming. And now it's 40% just in 300 years, covering the whole surface that is farmable. So modern humans, timeline is 200,000 years. The story I narrated which began about 10,000 years ago, is just a cultural story. It has nothing to do with human evolution. We are exactly the same genetically, culturally polar opposite. And the second evidence is the culturally different people, for example, the people inhabiting forests, are still there, whatever little we have left of them. Okay? So simultaneously, the people are existing. Some are agricultural people, some are forest people, but there is no difference in evolution of human beings. So this was very significant, because otherwise people take this that, okay, it was a chronological process in the process of evolution that we became this. No, nothing like that. We just diverged culturally, not genetically. And it was a choice, it is still a choice. Now we step into the 1st century AD, okay? That was from the beginning to 10,000 years. Now from 1st century onwards till now, now see. Now each dot will represent 1 million people, okay? The dots, yellow dots you're seeing will represent 1 million people, and we're beginning from 1st century now. That's how it is. You won't see a single green space in India or China. Now, as you could see, okay, after the industrial and then the computers and everything when come into picture, it just booms. But more fundamentally, my question is, after all these empires, fundamentally, what are they doing? What were they doing actually? What is their basic function? Creation of wealth. Yes, how? Sorry, somebody else. Eat. Reproduce. Yeah, exactly. That is it. Please say something.
Creation of wealth.
Yeah.
We need to define wealth. It's the creation of material wealth
Yeah.
at the expense of ecological wealth.
Yes, exactly. So all they are doing is, somebody said exploitation, okay, and you said wealth, okay. All they are doing is attacking other people, other territories, exploiting, taking away all the resources, looting, plundering, and converting into that wealth that Dilbir is mentioning. And how do they do is, again, the two pillars, the slaves and the military. That's all they have been doing, and increasing their empires, their populations, to be put to use to further exploit. And that is the process, and see how fast the process is. That's all they are doing, okay, with the help of two pillars, slavery and military, which exists even today, without which everything falls like a house of cards. But there's a third element here, very important. Right in the beginning, what is the Silk Road doing here? Right in the beginning. Yeah, the trading, and which becomes your third pillar of this society, of this civilization. Right in the beginning you need, because you have looted, you have plundered the earth. Now you need to transact, you need to trade all those things. So all that we have been doing right from this point is working and shopping. Working to exploit, and then you need to shop. And you have to keep people miserable. If somebody is happy, he would give a damn to all that nonsense and step into all that. So you got to keep them miserable, unhappy, lonely. 61 or probably 70% of the population in the Western world is lonely right now, today. Because you have to make them buy. And this process, once again, is getting so accelerated. The whole onslaught through all this IT world, through Facebook, through whatever, the Google, everybody is targeting every single person for one single goal, to make them consume more and more and more and more. So every single person is working more and more, more and more, more and more hours, and shopping more and more, more and more, more and more. So these are just two processes right from the beginning, and eventually see where we reach. And they say exponential growth is an understatement when we talk about human population explosion. And to simplify, Professor Albert gave this analogy. So he says, imagine bacteria growing steadily in a bottle, and they double every minute. The doubling time is 1 minute. Finite environment of the bottle, okay, just like Earth. And at 11 a.m., we introduce one bacteria here in the bottle, and it multiplies from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, and so on. At 12, the bottle is full in 1 hour. Question is, at what time was the bottle half full?
11:59.
Perfect. You see, 11:59. Just one generation, just 1 minute. Half of it is empty and then it's full. At what point, if you were an average bacteria, just like human being here, at what point would you realize there was a problem? 11:59, just one generation back, 50% is empty. 2 generations back, 1/4 is empty. Just 5 generations back, 97% of it is empty. Who would think there's a problem? In one generation, even when it's just half of it is empty, just in one generation, it's full and there's no more food and the bacteria have collapsed. Now, we have intelligent people on this planet. We have big politicians, we have big scientists. They're working on this. Am I right? And some of them have a solution. What solution they have? Like Elon Musk and all those people?
Find some another planet.
Find another planet. Perfect. Such a brilliant solution. There's nothing to worry. Right? They are going to find life on Mars. They have already found this or that. Such a wonderful thing. They're working on it. But I'm saying not just one, you found 3 more planets. I mean, you're so fortunate. You were asking for 1, but you got 3 more. Brand new. New Earths. All resources out there. All the water, all the petroleum, all the farming land. Just for you. Now look at it. 11:59 half full. 12, it's full. Your own planet. Amazing, isn't it? Brilliant minds working on this solution. Concluding words is this, okay? I'm summing up my thesis, what I want to say here, okay? What does the form of life depend on? Right at the bottom, at the base. Soil, absolutely. Soil life depends on a synergy of diverse forms of life, micro and macro, small and big, not just cultivated humans and their slaves. And planet life depends on synergy of diverse forms of life, micro and macro, small and big. That's the only way for planet to survive. Now, soil cannot be saved out of a natural forest. With the first blow of the axe and the first furrow of the plow, it's a time bomb. You can go on extending it for some period, but you cannot stop the time bomb. Now, cultivation erodes and exterminates soil and soil life. Civilization erodes and exterminates every other form of life except the cultivated human and their slave plants and slave animals. As you grow, you keep on eliminating, exterminating all other forms of life.
2014, researchers at the World Wildlife Fund released a report saying that between 1970 and 2010, in just 40 years, the population of wild vertebrates decreased by 52%. Then 2 years later, they released the second report saying that between 1970 and 2012, the population of wild vertebrates decreased by 58%. So from these 2 data points, you can perform a simple math calculation to tell you that at the current rate of decline, 100% of wild vertebrates will be gone by 2026. This is year 0, the year when all wild animals are gone.
Together, they erode planet life.
Now this story is coming to an end, literally and figuratively. But do we really stand a chance walking the same path? Speak softly, love. Love is a form of food, and food is a form of love. Can one ever get nourished without love? Can one ever get loved back by raping? Can we really save just ourselves while exterminating everyone else, wiping them off from the face of the earth? Can we really win this war with Earth and her other children? Actually, what if we actually win and she loses? What if we actually win and she loses?